let's look at the difference between passive and active signalling. Now, emergency signalling we've spoken about now in a couple of different capacities in terms of technology and no technology, and also the rule of threes in terms of how we utilise that concept for signalling. Now, in all those areas, particularly the no to low tech ones, we're looking at a different thing, and that's called passive or active. Now, in terms of how we break that down, it's simple. Active signalling is when I'm reaching out. I am doing a action, particularly using some piece of equipment or item to actually draw attention to myself. So I've got to be there, present, cognizant and capable of doing that, saying, hey, I'm over here. All right? As opposed to passive signalling. Passive signalling is just a statement, a visual statement. It's permanent. I might have it with a space blanket on the roof of my shelter. Something like that, that is just constantly moving gently in the breeze all day. I'm not doing any active work with it, but it's making that visual signature of, hey, I am here, okay, which draws the eye of a passerby or a searcher. Hand in hand with that is something like a Vsheet. Now, these are used in the maritime ensemble for safety equipment. Right? But if you're a hiker or a four driver, why not add one of those to your gear? Now, V is important. There's two components to this. The colour is a contrast to the baseline mute colours of the bush. Secondly, I'm actually sending a message. The V is part of the International Distress Code that all searchers are supposed to be conversant with, and a lot of mariners and aviators are supposed to also be conversant with. And it says, in distress, require assistance. Now, there's a whole stack of codes that are visual like that. You really don't have to remember any of them, except maybe that one. So you can put two logs in your camp or vicinity like that, in a V. You can have a V sheet out like this on top of the roof of your camp to enhance the waterproofness of your shelter and passively call for assistance. Same as the space blanket. It is doing the same role. Now, if you walk away from your camp at any point to go and collect firewood, check for food or traps and whatnot, take something, definitely a mirror, a whistle and maybe a small panel, even if you've got to cut a part of this off, with you. Because as chance kind of has it all happen out for us in any given situation, the search rescue that's only coming across your quadrant of the area once does that when you're out there, away from your camp, and it misses your camp because you're not actively signalling for it, and you're out there. So have the ability to actively signal out there as well. So in terms of passive then, the type of things that we want to be able to do, and with all these signalling systems, whether they're passive or active, think about why things are detected in any environment. Now the ones that stand out here are colour, contrast, shine and noise. Right? And to some extent, movement. Now the movement of your hand with a mirror is classified as movement. Those are the things that draw the eye of an observer or a passerby to your location. So they're the basic things: contrast, shine and noise or movement. Okay, so if you think about those things in terms of, do I have equipment that can achieve that? Can I signal passively all the time? Even when we explode our survival camp out and we've got our water bags, our transpiration bags set up around the perimeter of our camp, they have a high propensity to act as almost like a mirror in certain aspects of the light during the day. So they expand our footprint on the ground. With a broken down vehicle, it's the same thing. We slowly expand the footprint on the ground of our situation. We're communicating in a non-verbal way to anything that's passing by to say, hey, look at this, I'm in trouble, or I need a bit of a hand. That's passive and active signalling.